How's it going, nerds? Good to see you. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I hope you're having a good one, because I have been busy. I've been a little bit busy between episodes because I have an idea. And that idea is to bring more fuel and more goods to more towns. And the way I'm going to do that is by train, of course, because trains are turning out to be very profitable for us with our almost $5 billion. Basically, what I'm going to do is bring more goods to Daventry and to Bletchley and fuel to both of those towns as well. Now, between episodes, I went ahead and built a couple of train stations in both towns, both with cargo and passenger platforms. And I did it a little differently to how I usually build train stations. I actually demolished a really good amount of both towns. In Daventry, I took out sort of all of this end of town and built a train station in there, because doing this means that it is close to all of these buildings who happen to be the consumers for goods and fuel. And then over in Bletchley, I did the same thing with a terminus station. Again, that's going to mean that the supplies get given to buildings that need them without us needing trucks, and that's going to be kind of fantastic. Now, goods are obviously going to be coming out of Great Yarmouth. I don't think there's any question about that. We have a pretty good amount of good production going on, although it could be better, as I've said many times, and I will eventually look into hopefully improving it. In terms of fuel, which is also going to go to Bournemouth, by the way, so we do need to build a cargo platform down there. In terms of fuel, that's where Wolverhampton's going to come in. Now, obviously, I could make this a bit quicker. At the moment, what I've done is I've set up a new little connection there, which is going to allow trains to come out of here with fuel and then head all the way down to Bournemouth, Daventry, and Bletchley. If I'd gone sort of around this way, I could have brought a line straight across to Bletchley, then Daventry, then Bournemouth, and back up to Wolverhampton, but because I'm me, I've decided to go through Dawlish and then all the way around. Now, thinking about that, there's actually a possibility to potentially do something here, because how are we currently delivering fuel? So tools delivery currently has fuel on it for some reason. That's interesting. Bricks delivery, how is fuel current? So fuel is currently being delivered to Dawlish by truck, Epping by truck, and Wolverhampton by truck as well. We could, in theory, have a train come in here and pick up fuel, drop some off in Wolverhampton, drop some off in Epping, and then come back through Wolverhampton, dropping some off in Dawlish, going down this way, dropping some off in Bournemouth, then dropping it off in Daventry and Bletchley, and then going all the way back. We might be able to get rid of all of these trucks if we do that, but for now, I'm gonna keep it simple. For now, what I'm gonna do is just stick to the plan, and we're gonna build ourselves a cargo platform in Bournemouth, which is surprisingly busy, actually, which is kind of lovely. But this is also a throughput station. Why did I build this one? I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure why we have this station, but that's fine. Let's go to platforms. Let's do cargo. And I've decided I'm going to sort of commit to this idea of platforms rather than doing the weird gap that I've been doing before. We're just going to kind of double them up where we need to. And hopefully we're never going to need more passenger platforms in Bournemouth, because if we do, then it's going to be a really weird order for all of our platforms, but I'm sure we'll be okay. So let's just get all of these tracks in here, and then we'll connect things up nice and simple, and then it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful series of lines dropping off all of the fuel and goods and everything that we need. Also, did I do the wrong type of platform? I did not. Okay. I was a little worried for a second there. I might have done the wrong type of platform, but nope, we're good. I'm also pretty sure that because we've got to 1924, we have got different looking platforms and roofs and all of that kind of stuff as well, because this is what the platform and sort of covering looks like here in Bournemouth, right? It's an older platform, whereas if we go to Daventry, yeah, it's a different sort of different set of textures, which is kind of cool, actually. I like that the game does that. I always forget that the game does that. And it might even be new buildings, too. It might be. I've never really paid much attention to, like, the actual buildings that I place to see if they change, but it might be. Now, let's go ahead and get our parallel tracks. And let's do... Well, this is actually going to have to be... Well, I guess it doesn't need to go down that way, does it? So let's bring this out in a nice straight line for a little bit. So we'll go to there. We're going to go, honestly, to about there, I think. And I know it's crossing over that other line, but I'm just going to... I want to allow for some kind of long trains here, because I get the feeling that that's probably what we're going to be dealing with, just with the number of towns that we're going to be going to with fuel. Especially if we do that idea of connecting up Wolverhampton and Epping and Dawlish. They're potentially going to be some kind of chunky trains, is what they're potentially going to be. So we'll do this, and we'll connect you to there as well. These are all going to need to be, well, these aren't going to need to be, but all of the rest of my lines still need upgraded to electricity, which is honestly going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? It really is. I've been saying it since we unlocked it. It's going to be an absolute pain to upgrade all of this, but I'm going to have to do it at some point. And I am not looking forward to it. Absolutely not looking forward to it. But it'll happen eventually. Now, we have our signals at the intersections there. We also do have auto signaling on, which is interesting. So let's see. The trains are going to come in on this side here. So we're going to need a little bit of track that goes there. And then what we can do is put a signal right about there. And we can put a signal right about there, just in case we need it. And honestly, that'll probably be fine. I don't think we need to go too crazy with all the different signals around here. Though we do have that one, and we do have 2 right there now. So let's get rid of that one. And that should be all right. That should work out. Now we just need to connect the line and get that all going. So we'll go actually have line 1 here already, so that'll do. So we want to start here, and we are going to go the entire way over to Bournemouth, assuming that it works, which it does, and the tracks are all correct, which is lovely. So it comes around here. It is going to go all the way out to Daventry. And it's going to go all the way out to Bletchley, which hopefully works, which it currently doesn't. That's not quite right. I think Daventry needs to be platform 2. Yeah. So now it's all on the right side of the tracks. Daventry looks like so, which is fine, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fine. What's going on? What's going on right there? Hold on a minute. Is that right? So left side, I guess technically stays on left side. Left side stays on left side. Yeah, it's crossing over itself, which is a little weird. I probably could have set that up better, but we'll not worry too much about it. Loops around this way, which is what it's supposed to do. It stays where it needs to be, and I think that's kind of perfect. So what are we going to call this line? I guess central is kind of the best way to put it. So cargo train, oh, if I got caps lock on, cargo train, central... I guess fuel delivery, and that'll be fine. And in terms of color for it, I'm thinking bright orange, to be honest. Kind of, you know, the fuel icon basically, and I think that'll be fine. So you come into that side of things, which is where I want you to be. You are crossing over where I want you to be crossing over, and hopefully the trains aren't going to be too chaotic in dealing with everything going on. So we'll see. Now, I do want to put a signal there, and I do want to put a signal there, and I want to make sure that we have one here as well, and that should be everything that we need now. So at this point, we just need to get a train. At this point, we just need to get a train and hope for the best. Also, now that I think about it, Bournemouth, where do you need your fuel? It's looking, yeah, other side of town. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. All right. Give me a nice, decently sized truck stop, say right about, I guess right about there is probably the best place for it. Also has road markings now. Oh, the company, well, the company's grown up. The world's grown up. Look at that. Look at little road markings now. Not cobbled streets anymore. That's something. That's weird. Let's get this guy as well. So we'll get this line set up. I think we'll go to there, and that'll be okay. So now we need a train. Now let's have a little look and see what we can do here. We do have, obviously, this electric one, which I so desperately want to use because it just looks, it looks mean. It really looks mean, but I cannot for the life of me be bothered going around and upgrading all of my lines, even though at some point I really will have to. I don't know. Do we spend the time? I mean, it's slower than everything else. No, we can't. It's slower than everything else, right? We just can't. It's too slow. In terms of cargo, we're just going to go for tank cars, which honestly, I'm just going to keep them the normal color because I think it's going to look ridiculous having big orange tanks going around, and we'll go for a capacity of 180, I guess is probably fair enough. And you're going to be on the central fuel delivery line, and away you go. Let's take a little look and see if my decision was right. Yeah. Having those just be the raw sort of metal color was definitely the right idea there. Now let's see what's going to happen. You're going across there, which is perfect. And is that going to put you on the correct line? I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it absolutely is. Okay. Although you might go... No, you're going out to the delivery locations first. That's fine. Okay. Now, do we have fuel over here waiting? No, we do not. Okay. Well, that's probably fine, right? That's probably okay. We maybe want to set the line up so that it is loading up on fuel here, and then it unloads whatever it has when it gets to wherever it's going. It might just take a minute for things to kind of, you know, for the game to kind of realize what it's supposed to be trying to do here. Maybe. Hopefully. I think there's a lot of maybes and a lot of hopefullys on that. Looking over this way, still a really good amount of oil sand waiting around. Both trains are full, so I think another one is probably in order. So we'll duplicate you, and that'll give us 3 trains moving oil sand. We actually have a good amount of tools waiting around as well, which is lovely to see. And we have a really good amount of them here too. I'm not sure why this is suddenly picked up, but it seems that that's suddenly picked up. Some machines waiting there. I think this might just be working optimally now. It's definitely a possibility. Now, let's take a little look again. Still, absolutely nothing has changed. How much do you make per delivery now? 12 million. That would probably explain how we are making as much money as we are. I really would. Oh, also, this guy is not leveling up. Oh, you weren't producing anything for a little bit there. That's not good. Oh, and also, there is actually fuel here now as well. Perfect. All right, well, that's fine. So that's now doing what I want it to do. We've got the other train, you know, eventually it'll be on its way. I do think we're probably going to want another one of those. Even though, you know, the first one hasn't actually done anything yet, I think it's probably inevitable that we're gonna want a second one. So we'll get it, and we'll get it doing its thing. It's not in this place at all, so I don't know where that other train's coming from. And in terms of passengers, how is this doing? So the Northern Line's very busy. It's absolutely not full. And what is this? Ooh. We got the Flying Scotsman. Well, I think we need to have a little look here. I think we need a little bit of a peek to see what the Flying Scotsman's actually like. So, it is right there. It can do 75 miles per hour versus the 62 that guy can do. And wait, was that guy limited to 62? Yeah. Okay. I feel like the Northern Line needs to be led by a Flying Scotsman. I feel like it just does. So, do we maybe want to get rid of the RGB? I feel like we maybe do. What if we did the trains as RGB? So 1 train red, 1 train green, 1 train blue. I think that would look interesting. I do. So let's do red, Let's do green. And let's do, it's going to look like an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine is what it's going to look like. And then the capacity is 187 per train, so we can absolutely manage to get that. I may have increased the capacity to 255 just a little bit. It's going to be a $42 million upgrade, but honestly, I think it's going to be worth it. And honestly, that looks, I mean, it's a little bugged right now, but I think it's going to be pretty good. And I think, honestly, this train as well, what is this? The Northeastern line. We only have one of them. It's not the most popular line either. Let's upgrade you as well, because it's a little neglected, this line. So we'll go for you. We're going to go for orange. We're going to go up to a capacity of, let's say, I probably don't need to go too high with this, but we'll go to 170 for that. And we'll upgrade the locomotive as well, just like so, 14 million. And I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to duplicate just because I'm curious to see if the line can get a little bit more popular. And also, honestly, it's a good looking train. It's a good looking train. So that'll be great to have. There's the other one going out as well, which I guess you're waiting for that one to pass the next signal, which is fine by me. So away you go. And then you're waiting for, well, I guess you're going to be waiting a little while to fill up. I mean, you're not going to fill up, but, you know, even still. And then this has a lot of people waiting too. How are these trams doing? 21 to 21. Can we replace them with anything yet? No. Let's go for more. In fact, let's go for 12 trams going around Rochester, because that's a very, very busy station right there. And also, we maybe want to expand just the general number of stops, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. In terms of the airport, we did get another plane there, so let me take a little look at this line and see if we can manage the vehicles. So if we look at you, this is a 5-person passenger plane. It is faster than the other one as well, so replace all of you with the new plane. And of course, we have that cargo one as well. So we might want to do something with that. But again, it's quite small. It's not very high capacity, so it might not be the best idea. But I don't know. I guess we'll see is what we'll do. I guess we'll see. Now, what I am hoping for... Oh, this thing's actually moving towards another upgrade. Good. That's what we need it to be doing. Absolutely need it to be upgrading, because this guy, not really as much fuel on there as I'd like. Also, is that one of the... No, that is not a central... fuel line train. That's okay. Actually, where are my other passenger lines now that I think about it? So if we sort by balance, wow, the grain one's doing pretty good. The Northwestern line has 3 trains. Let's manage those vehicles and let's look at replacing. I mean, they're all going to be purple, which is fine. I think it'll look interesting having the flying Scotsman in purple, but that's all right. So we'll go for 1. In fact, what would be so much easier here is, I guess we'll just rebuild the trains kind of quickly. So you, and you, and then we just go ahead and put a bunch of passenger wagons on there. So let's go up to, I guess 205 per is, or 255 is probably fair enough. You know, it's just hit me that we have been delivering to Wolverhampton for a while and we have no public transport networks going around the town whatsoever. I feel like we should fix that. I do feel like we should fix that. And I'm debating trams or buses. I mean, it's 1925. We've also just got a bunch of new roads as well, which is kind of neat. I'm a little excited about that because it gives us highways. Now, highways I almost never get used, but that's kind of cool. Let's do... I mean, I guess we could do trams going around here. I don't know how useful it's going to be, though. I really don't. What if we did, like, trams that sort of go kind of like an express kind of tram route that, you know, maybe goes kind of in one direction, something like this, right? So you can kind of get in a tram in, like, the main street and go up to the... I don't know. I want to do it differently. I want to do something differently in Wolverhampton here. So I think that'll be okay for trams. And then we'll also do buses, right? So in terms of stops, we're going to have a bus / tram stop, you know, right there. And I think that's fine. We can do another one, say, right here. And those are actually not lined up, which is slightly annoying me. So right there. We'll do another one right there. We can do one here, even though that's going to be a little bit of a rough road to stop on since it's so small. And we'll do one right about here as well. And that'll just be for the trams. And then for buses, I'm thinking we kind of do something, you know, you can go there. And I guess we're not really going to need these two to sort of exist next to each other, but whatever. You can go there. You can go, that's going to replace that existing one. So it's going to go here instead. And then it's going to go up to this road here. I'm kind of going to have them cross over in the middle, basically. So the buses will come up, go over to there. They're going to go out to like this end of town, essentially, is what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know if it's really going to work. I don't know how well it's going to necessarily service the town, but I just want to do something a bit different. You know, that's kind of it. Instead of doing a loop, we're just going to do 2 lines. So we'll get it going. New line. It's going to start here. And it's going to go to here. It's going to go to here. And that is not where that's supposed to be on that street at all. You are supposed to be on platform number 1 right there. It's going to come up this way. It's going to stop in front of you. And it doesn't need to stop on the way back, but that's okay. It can stop on this side of the crescent, which is... Oh, it's auto-saving. That's why it's being weird. Yeah, it can stop there on the way back, and basically it's just going to be sort of a straight kind of back and forth for the trams. So you live there. Is it doing some weird stuff right now? No, that's a different line. Okay, so it goes there, and it goes there, and it doesn't really need to stop there because it's going to come back around anyway. So that's going to be tram. It's going to be Wolverhampton line 1, I guess is what we're going to call it. And it's kind of an unfortunate, it's going to be an unfortunate color. It's going to be that sort of awful green color. But I guess that's just going to be the way of it. I guess that's just how it's going to work. So we'll have that going. Then in terms of a new line, it's going to start right about here. And it's going to essentially do the same thing. It's just going in a bit of a different direction. Let me make this thing like yellow so I can see what it's doing. Yeah, I thought you'd be on the wrong side of the road. So you need to be stop number 2. Then we skip here. We skip here. We go to there. And that's doing what I want it to do. It's going to go to there. And I think it just needs to loop back on itself. So it's going to go kind of like that. It's going to go to there. It is going to go to there. And it doesn't need to stop there. So that'll be fine. Actually, why did I do... I've just done Queen's Road twice. I don't really like that looping around either. Do we maybe want to change that to be stop number 2? Oh, it doesn't matter regardless. Okay. I guess that's fine though. I guess that's kind of how it can work. It can sort of come in, you can see the stop, it goes around, then comes this way. I think that's fine. You know, if it was a bit of a dead-end road, it would work better, but that's okay. And that can just be, I guess, passenger... Oh god, how do we do it? Road passenger or something like that. RPE. And it's Wolverhampton line 1. Okay, so that'll kind of work out. We just need to change the color to not be bright yellow now. So looking at it, we've got road passenger. We've got Wolverhampton line 1. It's that awful green color. And now we need trams and we need buses. And away they go. We got the trams there. We got the buses right there. And honestly, that green color doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to. So that's nice. We've got that going for us. What are you doing? What are you supposed to be moving? Your Northeastern Bricks delivery. Okay. How goes this guy? So you're doing all right. We have 180 on one of them. I think. Yeah, we have 180 on you. Where are you? So you're here. You're also going very slow, but I think that's just because you've come out of Dawlish. I wonder if upgrading you, so if we manage the vehicle and we look at this, so you have 1,000 kilowatts of power, so the flying Scotsman is just more powerful. Now the speed is still going to be limited per train here, because obviously the wagons can only go so fast, but I think upgrading them might not be a bad idea. It might help them to accelerate faster. I honestly don't know, but I think it'll certainly help them get uphill, I guess, is what it'll do. And I'm also keen to see just how this does. I want to see what it, where it takes the goods to, how much money it ends up making. I'm hoping for good things with that. And I'm also thinking that, how are you doing? You're actually doing really well. That's kind of cool. You are doing really, really well with a good number of goods waiting to head out too. So here's my thinking. We need to get a train to bring goods out to Daventry and to Bletchley as well, which is not a fun it's not a fun place name. I'm not gonna lie. Bletchley. No offense to anyone watching from Bletchley, but it's, say it, if you say it out loud. I don't care if you're watching this on a bus, on a train, at a funeral. Right now, just out loud with a bit of attitude, just Bletchley. You know what I mean? Just it's just one of those words. It's just one of those names. It's just a little bit, I hope that makes I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. All right. Let me set up this line. So we're gonna go from here in Great Yarmouth. We are gonna go to Daventry, which is a little bit more pleasant to say, to be brutally honest. Stop number 2, and then out to Bletchley. Another electric train. Ugh. Not really what we want, is it? Now I do want to do stop number 1 in Bletchley, which is going to cause some problems for us, but that's okay, because we can fix that. We can go ahead and say tracks. We can go ahead and... We've got high speed. Oh, no! Oh, I've got more I need to upgrade now. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Cross you over to there. And that'll be fine. Let's go to signals. Oh, they're electric signals now. Lovely. It makes them look a little bit less weird when they're on the wrong side of the track, doesn't it? So we'll do something like... Wait, I don't know if that's where is that where I want that? I think it's where I want it. That's fine. Let me look at this. So you come in, you're crossing over, you're doing what I want you to do, so you're dropping off in Bletchley, no problem. Do we maybe want to say that it doesn't drop off in Daventry until the way back, so it uses the other platform? I feel like that actually probably would be a bit of an idea. It is going to push it straight through there, but it keeps them separated, right? And yeah, they cross over each other, but it means that they're not going to be obstructing each other as well. So I think that's probably for the best. And what was this? This is goods. So this is cargo train central goods delivery. And that'll kind of work out. And I think it can be, I don't know what color it's necessarily going to be. The current central one's orange. Let's make this one maybe that color. Or I don't know, what color is goods? I mean, they come in boxes. So yeah, that color. It's not a pleasant color, but it works. So yeah, that'll kind of work out. Let's actually modify that line just a little bit, because I do want to do one thing with it. We want to say that you are only going to be picking up goods, and then you are only going to be unloading in both of those towns. So that'll work out. Hopefully it doesn't cause too many problems for trains. We will certainly find out. And I guess what we can do is get another train now. And I think the train is going to have to come up from down here in Yateley. So let's grab you, and let's see what we can do. Flying Scotsman, that color. Thoroughly unpleasant, but that's okay. And goods are going to be moving in boxcars. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I would do more, but I think with how short this line is, we might just end up with two 10-car trains. So we'll see how that goes. And off to central goods delivery you go. So we'll see if that works out. We'll absolutely see if that works out. I hope it does. It's yeah, I think I've seen people with that color of fake tan on the beach before. I'm not gonna lie. That's all right. You know, to each their own. But we'll see if that works. That's kind of my hope here, is that we actually see good things happen. The only issue I kind of foresee is that what are you waiting for? You're waiting for goods? Oh boy. Yeah, that's the issue that I foresee, is that we might end up kind of waiting around for a while. But we are running some older vehicles here too, so we have 30 vehicles. If I replace you guys with this, it's admittedly 9 miles per hour faster and can carry 2 more things per truck, so upgrading them is probably one step towards actually getting this to be a little bit more efficient. I also need to turn my autosave interval up a little bit, I think. It's saving often, which is great, but it's also a bit of a pain. So I guess we'll see. Also, are we using, hold on a minute, manage vehicle, grab all of you, replace with, what are you moving? Plastic to goods production. So you. And then what are you doing? Your goods delivery to, wait, what? Wait, what? Oh. Oh. I forgot we were, okay, right. So Daventry goods delivery already exists. Oh, not anymore. It's definitely not going to be existing anymore. That's great that it's a thing. But no, let me also replace all 100 of you guys while I'm here. You're all replaced, but you're grain to plastic as well. Where's my goods production line? Or my goods delivery line, or whatever it's called. What are you doing? Daventry goods delivery, right? Manage vehicle, there's 20 of you. All of you go away. And then in terms of lines, Daventry goods delivery is now no longer a thing. Since we're gonna be doing it by train, you know? Speaking of trains, $908,000 is not bad from you. That train could also be considerably longer if I wanted it to be. Which I might want it to be. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know where the other one is, so yeah, we'll find out. It is at least nice that we're, you know, seeing deliveries happen, and we have some fuel here. We actually probably have too much fuel kind of waiting here to move. Let me just make sure that we don't end up, you know, wasting it. Just extend you back to about there, and that should keep us good. And hopefully, just in general, we're going to see some good things. It is looking like the Western line, which we haven't actually upgraded yet. The Western line's also RGB. There's only one train on it too, and that is, it's busy enough. It is busy enough. Do we want to replace you? I guess we probably do. Yeah, I feel like we probably do want to get rid of you and put a flying Scotsman on there. And 154 in capacity. Actually, those are the old wagons as well, so the entire thing is going to get replaced. Western line is bright yellow, so let's get rid of the RGB. We'll keep that for the northern line, for the 3 separate trains, and let's just do bright yellow. So we'll go for a capacity of 170, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. The red locomotive and then the yellow wagons, it's kind of interesting looking. It's definitely different, but it looks okay. I don't hate it. Oh, we also just got a new type of tram, which is lovely. We might actually want that up around Rochester, for example. Might not be a bad idea at all. I'm also really hoping that we start to see more things get put on the central goods delivery line, because the train did just come in. It picked up absolutely nothing. So hopefully we see some things change there. And you might also notice that we actually have signals on this line now as well. I didn't for a little while there. It was definitely causing some problems. So hopefully this line starts to get a little bit of attention, and hopefully it starts to do some very good things for us. I'm really hoping to see, you know, just cargo, goods specifically. I got slightly sidetracked looking at this train and thinking of people right there. Speaking of which, How are you doing? 160, 1.7 million. And are you going to fill up? What are we looking at here? We're going to be looking at 68. That's okay. It's not a full train, but it's all right. And then the rest of you, I guess, are wanting to head to Bournemouth, so you're going to be waiting on the train coming back. It is weird. I feel like we should have more trains, just in general. Like, what's the frequency of the Western Line? 24 minutes. I feel like if I add more trains, it's going to cost me more. Like, I mean, I feel like if I add more trains, it's going to cost me more money. I feel like it's going to start losing me money, but I want another train on there. I want to bring that frequency down to 16. I want to bring it even less than that, to be honest. I think it would be a lot better being even lower, but we'll leave it be for now. We'll see how it does for now. And speaking of now, how is this guy doing? You're doing very well. You're doing very well as well. So much so that this thing's almost ready to upgrade again, which would be lovely. A lot of sand waiting to go to Dawlish. Actually using the old vehicles on that too. So let's manage you. There's only 20 of you, so definitely going to want to upgrade. Did that just upgrade? I don't know if it did. I really don't know if it did. Let's upgrade you as well. So we'll select everything, replace with you. And we have these guys needing upgraded too. So we'll go ahead and we'll duplicate for one. And we'll upgrade like so. And we have these ones as well. What are you doing? That's Wolverhampton fuel delivery. Okay. Replace with those. There we go. So everything should be a little bit quicker. Hopefully a little bit more efficient. Looking right here, we have... Kind of cool seeing a lot of trains coming in at once, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool. Now, actually a lot of people wanting to use trams here. So let me grab you guys and replace you with this, which can carry 23 people. So not actually much more than we're already doing. We might need more trams. Although it's only this station that's particularly busy, but I feel like we might need more trams. Maybe we go to, I don't know, 7 on the line instead of just the 5. And that might help us out a little bit. And then in Rochester, which is over this way, we are... Hold on a minute, what? We actually have like a decent number of people waiting for planes. That's unexpected. I'm not gonna lie. That's come as a bit of a surprise. Okay, let me look at this line. We have 3, they're all full, managed vehicles. Duplicate, yes. So we'll go for 6 vehicles on that, which are interesting looking. Very interesting looking little planes. How are we doing then down in Ashton for the planes? Would be my next question. So Ashton is not as busy, which is probably for the best, to be completely honest. I'd be surprised if Ashton was as busy as Rochester. But it's cool that we have people moving by plane. That makes me very happy. And this early on especially, having that many people moving by plane is just kind of cool. So that's good. That's really good. As for here, you are gonna be full, I hope. Yep. And we have 130 left. Interesting. We might need a 3rd train on that. Maybe. But we're gonna have to wait to find out. We're gonna find out in the next episode, most likely. But we're definitely not finding out today, because that is gonna do us for today. I do still really want to look into the idea of moving, you know, coffee berries to coffee beans into increased food production. But I might hold off on that sort of super food production area until we have bigger cargo planes. I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, we will find out potentially next time. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.